Hello everyone, my name is Joelle and welcome to this 10-minute video to help us sit cross-legged on the floor more easily, just like this, and address any pain we might feel in this position. You probably want some props for today. I'll be using one block and two pillows, and can I just say I'm strangely proud that my pillows match my outfit. And I would also recommend coming close to a wall, as I am here for some of our later exercises. So let's start by coming into a reclined cobbler's pose, and we can actually place our feet up on a block to stretch through the feet a little bit more. Just come to lie on your back, close your eyes. Also stretching through the adductors and the hips here, so some of the areas that can be tight and bring discomfort to a pose, like sitting cross-legged on the floor, which is one of those poses that doesn't necessarily look like it should be difficult, but especially in today's society where we're always sitting at desks and sitting in chairs with our backs rounded and our legs kind of stuck in certain positions, it's unfortunately not uncommon to struggle whenever we try to sit upright on the floor. But the good news is there's some tricks we can try to get us closer to finding comfort over time, which is what we'll do today. But please go at your own pace and never push into any pain. Now we can step our feet off of the block and we'll just kind of windshield wiper our knees from one side to the other. I was a little bit too close to the wall when I filmed this, so hopefully you have a little bit more space than I do here. But just bringing a little bit of movement into those legs, into those hips. You can feel free to come back to this sequence as often as you'd like. And then you might use your feet to kind of drag the block closer to you, place it underneath the hips now. And you could choose to stay in this supported bridge as we are here with the knees bent and the feet planted on the floor. Or you might like to get a little bit of an extra stretch into the hip flexors and the front of the thighs by extending your legs straight. Either way, just find some nice deep breaths here in and out through the nose. Thank yourself, thank your body for taking these 10 minutes today to help yourself feel better. And if your legs were extended, we can walk them back in to lift the hips up and just move the block out of the way. And then we can just cross our right ankle over the left knee. And again, either stay here with the left foot planted on the floor, or you might bring the left knee towards the chest and maybe hold on behind the thigh. So this is our sleeping pigeon or dead pigeon posture. Some of you might know it from some of my other videos, and it's really a wonderful opener for the hip rotators, which is probably the area that most people struggle with when it comes to sitting cross-legged on the floor. So just sending the breath down into the right hip, noticing how the body feels. Just a great posture to spend a little bit of time in every day. And then we can uncross the legs and we'll simply do the other side. So left ankle crosses over the right knee. And again, either keeping that right foot on the floor or bringing the knee towards the chest and holding on gently behind the thigh. You could choose to keep the eyes closed here. Just continuing those nice deep breaths. Reflecting on what areas of the body you tend to struggle with when it comes to sitting cross-legged on the floor. And then we can release that, roll over to the side, and we're just going to come up to a kneeling position. So kind of standing up on our knees here, staying up tall, bring the hands to the hips, and we're just going to start curling the tailbone under and then back behind us. A little view from the side here, just kind of swiveling the hips forwards and back, bringing a little bit of motion to our lower back, dissociating it from our hips. So again, breaking up any little blockages that might trouble us when it comes to sitting on the floor. And now let's sit back on our heels and bring the full back against the wall, including the back of the head. So press the back of the head and the entire spine against the wall. And then you might start raising one thumb and seeing if you can touch the wall above your head, and then just alternating right and left here. And this is one of those that is definitely tougher than it looks, or at least it is for me. I have a lot of trouble on one side, in my case it's my right side, bringing my thumb all the way to the wall. And that's an indicator that there are probably some tight shoulders, tight back muscles, and that again can make a difference in how we're able to sit up tall with or without the wall. So let's now bring our legs straight in front of us. You might put a block under the knees or a pillow if you'd like to. And we're just going to peel the spine off of the wall. So just one vertebrae at a time, and then bringing it back and touching the back of the head to the wall. Let's just do that one more time. So nodding the chin to the chest, peeling as much as possible, one vertebrae at a time, and then just rolling back up. And this is always a great position to come into, by the way, if ever you do need to sit on the floor and cross-legged just isn't doing it for you on that day. So now we can get rid of the block, bring the feet a little bit further apart, and we'll just do another set of windshield wipers, but this time we're really doing our best to keep the back of the head as well as both shoulder blades touching the wall. So as you can see here, there is definitely some movement going on in my lower back. You might need to scoot around or adjust a little bit closer to the wall, and that's fine. But I'm doing my very best to keep the shoulders, the back of the head touching the wall, so I'm still sitting up straight here. Now, with the help of the hands, you can bring the right heel in towards the groin. And with that left hand, you're just going to move the left knee in and out. So again, just a little bit of movement, maybe pressing down on the right knee with the right hand, just kind of tackling our cross-legged position one leg at a time here. And you can hold that left knee down for a few seconds, sending some breath into the left hip and adductors. And then we'll just switch sides. So again, use the hands here to help us, no rush. Pressing the left knee down as we rock that right knee open and closed. And you'll notice we're still pressing our backs and the back of our head into the wall here. Showing our body that it is possible to sit up straight even when our legs are doing funky postures down in the lower half of our body. Just keep breathing. And then I'm just going to grab my pillows here. You might want to sit up on a block just to raise the hips, bring a little bit more space here. And then we'll bring the soles of the feet together just like we did in the beginning, but now we're sitting up tall. You might like to bring blocks or pillows underneath the knees. I'm just weirdly impressed with how well these pillows will match my outfit. Sorry, I can't get over it. So again, we're just breathing deeply here, closing the eyes, little moment of peace. And here we go. So time for our peak pose now. So again, use the hands. Let's start by bringing the left heel back towards the groin. And we're going to use our pillows here. So place one pillow on top of each foot. So the pillows go between the feet and the knees, just bringing a little bit of extra space here so the angle of our knees and our hips and our feet isn't quite as intense as it usually is when we try to sit cross-legged on the floor. We're still pressing our back against the wall here, so we're supported by pillows, blocks, and wall. And now let's just try the other side and see if there's a difference. So using our hands, bringing our right heel towards the groin, using our pillows, propping them up on top of the feet, and just seeing what our body would like to accomplish today, what shape we're able to come into. And just noticing if there is still pain, where is it coming from? Is it maybe the knees, the adductors, the hips, the feet? I actually have 10-minute sequences for pain on my channel for all of these different areas, all of which I'll link below. And if there's anything that you think I'm still missing, any other areas that are bothering you when you sit cross-legged, then please let me know in the comments and I'd be happy to make another video for you. So I encourage you to try this sequence every day if sitting cross-legged is something you're working towards, or at least finding a little bit more comfort. And over time, you might start to feel comfortable enough to maybe move those pillows off to the side, maybe lift the hips up off of the block and come away from the wall, and just see how that's feeling in your body today. And if you enjoyed this sequence, please do hit the like button. Do subscribe for 2 free videos on my channel every week. And I really hope that this sequence helped you today. I would love to hear any feedback you might have, and I hope to practice with you again soon. So thank you so much for joining me today. Well done, and namaste.